Okay, so it's 11:30. So again, thank you all for joining me today. My name is Shweta. I work as a software engineer on DocuSign for Salesforce team at DocuSign. And today I'm here to present what is Epic's Toolkit. So before moving ahead, I have to show everyone's favorite slide. So please do not make any investment decisions and purchase decisions based on the content you're about to hear. This content may have forward-looking statements. So let's get started. What's the agenda? So first, we are going to talk about DocuSign Agreement Cloud and what is DocuSign Agreement Cloud. We'll then go ahead and look more into our flagship offering, DocuSign for Salesforce. This will be followed by Epic's Toolkit, which is the main focus for today's presentation. We will look into the setup of Epic's Toolkit, how we are going to set up Epic's Toolkit, and then some hands-on examples which will actually focus on how to use Epic's Toolkit in practice. So over there, I'm going to show you example, and I will then open the floor up for the question and answers. So that's the agenda. So let's start with the first thing. What is DocuSign Agreement Cloud? So for many years, DocuSign is very well known for its signature functionality, eSignature functionality. Most recently, we announced our acquisition with Spring CM, and we also announced Agreement Cloud. So Agreement Cloud basically is a suite of products which will help you for your agreement process to happen immediately or digitally. So it will help you to transform your agreement process digitally. In the Salesforce context, it actually has these suite of products which covers the whole life cycle of agreement. So these applications will help you to generate documents or agreements, then collecting signatures, followed by sending them for signatures, also negotiation, and finally storing them and searching them centrally. So all these things can be done through Salesforce, and you don't have to leave Salesforce environment anytime. So that's the beauty of it. Also, a quick thing, we have a demo for DocuSign Gen at our booth today. So please do stop by. I will tell you details about the booth later on the slide. But DocuSign Gen is used to generate the documents through Salesforce. So for the purpose of this talk today, let's first get you all familiar with our flagship offering, which is DocuSign for Salesforce. So I have a question. How many of you have used DocuSign for Salesforce before? Great, great. So as many of you know, that DocuSign for Salesforce is one of the most popular app on Salesforce App Exchange. It allows you to send your documents out for signature through the Salesforce environment. You don't have to jump back and forth between the Salesforce and DocuSign. And also, along with it's not just sending, but it also allows you to track those documents, to see how many people have opened it, how many people have signed it, how many people have reviewed it. So all those things are possible. These things can be done without leaving Salesforce. And another few points to remember are DocuSign also reduces errors. With the help of DocuSign for Salesforce, you don't have to worry about entering data manually. The data flows in the bidirectional way, so you can actually pull the data from the Salesforce records and bring that on the document which you want to send out for signatures. At the same time, if the document is updated with the new data, you can send that data back to the Salesforce record. So it saves the time and reduces errors. Also, it can be helpful to streamline your workflow process because let's say you want to send a document out for signature to multiple people. So you can set the routing order and you can decide how your document has to be routed. And at the same time, you can send it to multiple people parallelly. So those are some of the advantages and benefits of using DocuSign for Salesforce. And you can send the documents from Office on the go, and at the recipient side, you can sign it from your inbox, or you can also sign it in person. So let me show you one workflow which will give you a brief idea about how DocuSign for Salesforce works. So for DocuSign for Salesforce, out of the box offering, we provide send with DocuSign functionality. Once you download the package, you install the package, you can basically use this or add this button on any Salesforce object. Once you add this button, with the click of this button, you're ready to send the document. So let's say I'm sitting in Salesforce org and I'm at the Burlington Textiles opportunity page. So I want to send this document out for signature. I'll go ahead and click on send with DocuSign. So this will take me on this particular page. If you see this page, this is very similar to the envelope which you send through post office. So if you go to post office, you'll get the envelope, you'll add recipients on it, you'll put the document inside the envelope, and then if you're ready to go, you'll send. So this is very similar. You have like document section, recipient section. You can pull the documents. You can add new documents. You can add new recipients. To make your life more easy, DocuSign for Salesforce actually pulls the document as well as recipients from the Salesforce object from which this envelope was initiated. So these documents have been pulled up. The section below contains the default message, but you can change this subject as well as message as per your business requirements. So once this is done, you can send this document. If you're confident, you can send this document immediately. But there is other way where you can go ahead and update the document or details on the document. So if you click on next, you will come on this page. This page is very crucial. It actually decides how your recipients are going to interact with your document. So this is the actual document within the envelope. So if you have ever signed like many paper documents, they generally put sign here, post-it on it to make it easier. In similar way, we have made it easier by the concept we call as tags. So all the tags are located on your left nav, and when you put any particular tag on the document, it actually tells the recipient that recipient either have to take some action or they have to enter the data. So if you see here, next to name, there is a sign here tag. So a recipient will have to sign the document. Also, if you bring the text box on the document, recipient will have to enter data. One more interesting thing is you can see up in the second row that it has automatically pulled the account name to make it easy. So this is very interesting. This feature is called as custom tags. So custom tags lets you pull the data from your Salesforce record. And as a recipient, if I change this data, let's say I feel that the name is wrong and it should be Burlington Textile instead of Burlington Textile Corp of America, if I change it as a recipient while signing, the changed or updated account name will go back to the Salesforce object. So once you add all the required tags on the document, you feel that it looks good, you are ready, you can click on send button. So send button will send the documents to respected recipients. And at the recipient end, you will receive an email with review document link inside it. So once you click on this link, it will trigger the signing flow. So this is what we have out of the box today with DocuSign for Salesforce. And admins really love it because it is no code, just click offering. So basically with the tap of button click, you can send many documents out for the signature. For many customers, this is okay. For many developers, it's okay, but many of them still want a deeper integration. They want to use DocuSign API to customize their business processes. So for all those people who want deeper integration, we have now introduced DocuSign Apex Toolkit. So what is DocuSign Apex Toolkit? So DocuSign Apex Toolkit is a set of classes and methods. These are encapsulated so that you can access DocuSign API, eSignature API functionalities. It's very similar to what we call as SDK. And by using this, you can actually call DocuSign for Salesforce actions. So currently, this is exposed via DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials Manage package. So if you see this diagram, you can see that the DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials sits within Salesforce platform, and Apex Toolkit is under the umbrella of DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials package. So any Salesforce user with the correct permissions can invoke or use the Apex Toolkit to invoke DocuSign functionalities. The goal over here to expose non-admin functionalities. So this is in short what Apex Toolkit is. We have a really good documentation on installation of DocuSign for Apex Toolkit, but still I will walk you guys through the brief steps so that we are all set to run our hands-on examples. So let's go ahead. This is basically a 5-step process. First of all, again, this is currently offered as DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials package. So you'll have, the first step would be you have to download and open the manage package. Once you install it successfully, you have to look for DocuSign setup tab inside Salesforce.org. And through that tab, I'm going to show you this page. So once you access this tab, basically there are 2 more steps which are listed over here, which is 3 and 4. So basically you have to connect your Salesforce.org with the DocuSign Sandbox account. So connect Salesforce to DocuSign will allow you to do that. The next step is adding users. So the users which will be added via manage users will not only get access to out-of-the-box DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials actions, but also they can use Apex Toolkit. So this is really important. It gives them a proper permission set. So once you complete 3 and 4, step 3 and 4, the final step is you can now use Apex Toolkit, but you have to, while using any methods, you have to use this prefix DFSLE. So this is the 5-step process for setting up your Apex Toolkit. And I can show you how this page looks during my demo. So let's go ahead and see a demo. So this is my demo org. If you can see, I have a DocuSign setup tab over here. You can access it through DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials. Once you click on this, you will come on this page. Again, you have to set up your DocuSign Sandbox account. So this is the place where you do that. And you have to add users for which who need access for out-of-the-box DocuSign for Salesforce Essentials Actions, as well as Apex Toolkit. So once you do that, you will see the thumbs up in green color and the message that you're all set. So now we are all set, so let's go ahead and see some demo. So for that, I will have to open Developer Console. Is this code visible, or do I have to zoom it? So can everyone see it? Okay, awesome, thank you. So this is the sample class which we have written to show you how it works in practice. The main method which we will be invoking is send envelope. So in Apex Toolkit, there are classes as well as methods. Some of the classes which will get used very commonly are recipient, then document, and envelope class. So in my example, basically, what I'm going to show you today, I forgot to show that slide actually, so I might have to go back. Let me show you what are we going to look today. So our flow for today's demo is to create empty envelope. Then after creating envelope, as I showed you earlier, we'll add some recipients and then a document into it. Once that is ready, we are going to send the envelope, and everything will be done using Apex Toolkit through Apex Code. So these are the steps we are going to follow in our example. Let's get back to the example. So yes, so again, the point to remember is DFSLE. So this is the envelope class, and I'm going to use method getEmptyEnvelope from envelope service, which will give me empty envelope. Once the thing which I'm passing here is my source ID. So my source ID is ID of a Salesforce object from which you have to send the envelope. So entity is a representation of Salesforce object. So we are creating an envelope which will be sent from this particular entity. So in my case, I will show you how I'm sending my source ID. But this particular method, getEmptyEnvelope, is going to return you envelope. So I'm collecting that in my envelope. The next step is we have an empty envelope now. The next step is adding recipient to the empty envelope. So in order to do that, the method is recipient.fromSource. You can use the context user using userinfo.getName and get user email. But for my example today, I'm going to hard code it. So I have, this is the name of the recipient, and this is email. The next parameter, which is null, is actually a phone number if required, and this is the role. Also, while creating a recipient, you have to pass the source ID. So after we have our recipient ready, we have empty envelope, we have recipient ready. The next step is adding that recipient to the envelope. So that can be done with the help of method with recipient, and I'm passing my recipient, which I created earlier here, to this method so that it will add that particular recipient to the envelope. So if you are creating multiple recipients, you need to create a recipient for each one of them and then add it in the list and passing that list to the with recipient method. So until now, we have envelope, we have recipients added to the envelope. The next step is creating a document which we need to add to envelope later. So for today's example, I'm going to show you how you can create a document that represents DocuSign template. So going back here, So this is my DocuSign account. And under the templates, this is the template which I'm going to use today. So while doing that, you will have to copy this template ID and then use that in your code. So once again, go to. So now that we have the template ready, the template ID should be in the UUID format. So we are going to pass the ID we copied just now and convert it into a UUID. Once that is done, again, similar to recipients, we have a method with documents to add that document to the envelope. So this will create a document from template, and now I'm adding my document to the my envelope. So the process is same. The method is very similar to what we saw earlier with the recipients. And now at this point of time, we have our envelope ready with recipients populated in it as well as the documents populated in it. So the next step would be going ahead and sending that envelope. So we are doing that with the help of envelope service. We have a method called as send envelope. It takes the envelope over here, which we populated earlier in the code. And this particular flag tells if you want to send the envelope immediately or you want to save it as a draft. So for this example and demo today, I'm going to send it. So now I'm going to run this code and we will see how we can send the document or envelope for signatures. So what I'm doing here is I'm selecting opportunity ID, which I need to pass as my source ID to this method over here. So I'm just going to get that. So let's go ahead and execute this. So this is successful. Now I should be getting email at this email ID. So let's go ahead and check that. Okay. So this is empty. I have an email now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this email. This was sent just now, if you see 11:52. So review it. And sign it. So, sorry. So this was a very quick demo to show you how you can send documents using Epic's Toolkit out for the signatures. I have added few helpful links for all of you, which will help, which are like a good starting point for Epic's Toolkit. The first one is installation and documentation. So this will have steps of installation. The second one does have some code samples, and it's a really good start point. I can show you. Yeah, oh, sorry. Let me keep the slide. Sorry. No problem. So this is the site for code samples. You will see the examples over here. Then this is the link where you can go ahead and look for the Epic's Toolkit overview. And then this is the API reference where you will see the classes and methods which are exposed via Epic's Toolkit. So I added these links over here. And then we do have really cool demos, as I told you all at the start of my presentation. We are giving a demo for DocuSign Gen, which will be useful for generating documents through Salesforce. And also we are giving demo for Apex Toolkit. So please do stop by the booth. We have a booth located downstairs. The booth number is 19. And now I will open the floor for question and answers, if any. Right now, yeah, it's the DocuSign offering. So basically, it will allow you to access DocuSign eSignature related actions through Apex code. So you are asking about the custom tags, which I showed earlier, which helps you to pull the data. Right now, no. So the functions and, but keep looking for it. The functions and objects which are exposed, you can see it in the API reference, what we have right now. As far as I know, right now we don't have that functionality, but keep looking for it. We are iterating over it. Thank you.
What was the question? What functionality was it?
Okay, so the question, sorry. So the question was, does Apex Toolkit support getting data from Salesforce and putting it back into the Salesforce, right? From the document to Salesforce. Yeah, no. Right now, no.
A couple other questions about functionality. Is there any way to modify the document from Apex?
Like editing document, you mean like changing the content on the document?
Yes.
Right now, no, but we will have like something in pipeline. So keep looking for it, I will say.
And what about, are there any hooks for when the recipient updates the document, like when they sign it? Is there anything that comes back that we can
You can
catch in
check the
Apex?
status of the envelope. So we do have envelope status.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. This is kind of building on that, but is there a status on the envelope that would show when they've opened the email or viewed the document?
So status are about the envelope. So the few status are like viewing document or document open. Let me quickly see if I can show you over here. So you can see like sent. There will be a couple of status. Sorry, I cannot right now find it. But there are envelope status like open, viewed, closed. So I guess so you can access those.
Okay, so you could access those from Apex if they've actually opened the envelope. Cool, thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions? Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. Hope you have a great Trailhead X. Thanks. Thank you.